Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love Harmony. I am so excited to talk about this subject today, and I know that this is a weird subject to be excited about. Let's dive in. So, basically, we are going to be talking about something today that most of us carry around in silence because it is taboo to talk about, which is the fear of death. I wouldn't say it's taboo. People do talk about it. There are other videos on YouTube about this. I have searched them. I have watched them just to make sure that I wasn't repeating content or telling you something that you might already know. This video is not here to tell you not to be afraid of death or to just live your life to the fullest and then you'll move on from this fear. That is I want to go deeper than that. So I created a metaphor for us to help understand it today. I call it the tree of existence. Let's begin. I want to start talking about the 5 most common ways that we fear death. So let's imagine a tree. In the center of that tree is the trunk. And the trunk is labeled fear of death, okay? Growing from that trunk are 5 large branches, which are the most common ways that people fear death. The branch number 1 is the fear of the process of dying. This is the fear of pain, of suffering, of how it's going to happen, whether you're going to get hit by a bus or you're going to fall off a cliff. Obviously, I'm bringing some humor into this, which is totally inappropriate, but bear with me. These are the most common ways that people fear death. Are they going to pass away silently and peacefully in their bed like Rose from Titanic, or is it going to be some gruesome, awful way to pass? Branch number 2 is the fear of non-existence. This one hits deep. It's the fear that after death, there is just nothing, that you will stop existing altogether, that your consciousness, your essence, will dissolve into nothingness. Branch number 3 is the fear of leaving life too early, and an unfortunate truth for many. You love your life. You love your daily routine, your people. Maybe you found your tribe. You found your romantic partner who you want to spend the rest of your life with, or you're getting to know someone and falling in love. Your body, your experiences, maybe you're happy with your life. You're content. You're not ready to leave that behind. Branch number 4 is the fear of leaving others behind. This is one I feel a lot. The idea of causing pain to the people I love. The thought of not being here for them. Or seeing them suffer without me in my absence. That's a really heartbreaking thought. And I know that this brings fear to a lot of people, especially if they have children. Like, for example, my mom, she passed away when I was only 20. She, quote unquote, left me behind and I had to fend for myself. Luckily, I was an adult by then, thankfully. And I don't hold any resentment for my mom for that, just so you know. It was her time, and that's okay. Branch number 5 is the fear of the unknown. Where am I going? What actually happens? Is there an afterlife? If so, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Who am I going to see? Will I see my loved ones again? Or will it just be dark and nothingness? That's terrifying, right? The great void. Even if you have spiritual beliefs, the unknown can still be scary. Let me tell you right now, I am a very spiritual person. I connect with spirit, with my mom, with source, with God. I call it many different names. I usually call it the universe. I connect with the universe on a daily basis, especially through music, and I still have a fear of death, and I still feel death anxiety, which is just anxiety about death. I feel it probably on a daily basis. Now it's gotten a lot better, and I'm going to explain to you how. And that is the gift that I hope that this video can provide to you. Maybe it can be helpful for you too. So these are the leaves and the branches of our tree of existence. But now let's go deeper. I want to talk about the actual root of the fear of death. So you've seen the trunk, you've seen the branches, but underneath that tree are the roots. And those roots represent the true source of the fear of death, according to me. And that is the fear of losing control. Think about it for a second. We do not fear death just because of the event itself. We fear it because it's inevitable. Because we cannot control when it happens or how it happens. Well, in some cases you can, but I'm not going to go down that road. Or what happens after. That is what creates death anxiety. Let me tell you something real. I am living my life to the fullest right now, and I still experience fear around death regularly. It's common for me. It's something that's on my mind daily. It's not just the fear of death. It's like the actual purpose of life itself, who I am, what I'm doing here, who I am actually at my core within this body, my soul, where my mom is. How does she communicate with me? What is she doing right now? Does time exist there? I don't think it does. So if time doesn't exist, what does that look like? These are the questions that go through my head daily. I think about the big questions like every single day. But let me tell you, it's gotten better. But not because I went skydiving last December or because I've chased adrenaline rushes. It's gotten better because I started to heal my fear of losing control. That is when I noticed that my fear of death and my everyday death anxiety has gotten significantly less. That's also why the fear of losing someone else, for example, which is all connected, like your parents, your friends, your grandparents, your pets. This is a big one for a lot of people. This fear can be so overwhelming. For me, the thought of losing my two cats, Duncan and Simba, it brings me to tears within seconds, more often than I'd like to admit. It is a very real fear that I have because I know that it is inevitable. I hate to say this, but I hope that I will outlive them, right? So living without them is very scary to me. So if we really want to face our fear of death, we have to go to the roots. We have to start working on our relationship with control. Now I want to talk about how to work on your fear of losing control. You work on this, your fear of death will improve. Trust me. So here are 5 ways that I've personally used and continue to use to soften my fear of losing control. Number 1 is practicing mindful surrender. Start small. Notice how often you try to manage or fix everything. And start practicing softness instead of resistance. This doesn't mean you give up. It means you trust the flow of life a little more. Say to yourself, I let go of what I cannot control today. That's a good mantra. I let go of what I cannot control today. Number 2 is connecting with spirit, if you have one. It can also be connecting with yourself. This can be God, the universe, source, or whatever higher power you believe in, or however you call it. For me, I connect through music, especially shamanic or spiritually powerful songs can really help pull me into a connection with the divine. I even created a very special playlist on Spotify, which I think anyone can search. It's called Why Nam, WHY space NAM, Wynam. That is a little beach here on the island called Wynam. It's filled with the kind of songs that make me feel connected and safe. You can also connect to spirit or to yourself through prayer, through journaling, through deep conversations with people that you trust, through deep conversations with yourself, writing a letter to yourself, writing a letter to your future self. Number 3, explore near-death experiences. Now, this is not going to be for everyone, but this is something that's brought me a lot of peace. There are multiple YouTube channels filled with stories of people who have had near-death experiences, and a lot of their stories have common themes: peace, light, love, total surrender. Many of the stories talk about how their near-death experience was literally the most beautiful, life-changing experience of their life. Hearing them talk about what they experience reminds me that maybe it's not so bad. It's like, how many times have you imagined that something was going to be terrifying or horrible in experience, and then you go to it, like even a social situation, you go to it and you're like, oh, actually, that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. What if death is like that? Number 4, let go a little every day, because letting go is a practice that has to be practiced daily, weekly, monthly. You get better at it. You get better at letting go the more you do it. Let someone else plan something. Say yes to a plan without overthinking it. Someone asks you if you want to do something. If you're an introvert like me, you're like, oh, let me think. Give me time to think. Do I have anything else to do? That's fair. And do I want to do this? Does this seem scary on a level of 1 to 10? How scary does this experience seem to me? Is this something that I actually want to do? Or am I just saying yes because I'm people pleasing? These are the things that go through my head. Let go a little bit. Just say yes. Say yes to something that you might normally say no to. Take a break from fixing or improving yourself constantly. If you are going super hard at the gym every day, give yourself a day off or give yourself a few days off. That is letting go. The more we practice letting go in everyday life, the more we build our capacity to surrender to the bigger unknowns, and the more safe the unknown feels. Number 5, last but not least, accept the mystery. Repeat this to yourself. It's okay that I don't know. It's okay that I don't know. You don't have to figure it all out. Part of being human is learning to sit with mystery and allowing that to be enough. So here's what I hope you take from this. You are not weak or broken or weird for fearing death. The fear of death is the number one fear, the number one most common fear on this planet is the fear of death. And public speaking is number 2. And then it's fear of rejection, fear of failure, stuff like that. You are human, and this fear that you feel, or this death anxiety, it's not actually about death alone. That's just the experience that you're attaching the anxiety to. It's about control. It's about the unknown, about the love you have for this life, and being scared of change, which is usually a form of losing control. But I believe that with gentleness and grace, you can begin to soften this fear. I think this fear also drives us forward in many ways. So I think even though we don't like it and it's very uncomfortable, it actually is in many ways a gift. So start with the roots. Remind yourself of the tree of existence. And remember, you are not alone. And even if no one else listens to you, I'm here. I'm here to support you, even if it's across the world, even if it's via my YouTube videos. I'm here to support you. So if you would like me to talk about anything specific, put it in the comments. All right, wishing you a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and I'm sending you so much love. Love, Harmony.